is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Reflections of Fear. Commencing at the siren, this video contains adult themes, strong language, opinions, humour, horror and gore. Blessed be our new founding fathers. May God be with you. Hello everyone and welcome to the Reflections of Fear vlog. Today we are going to be talking about Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, and this is going to be on the Orlando side because this is the one I'm going to be going to and it's the one I frequent the most. I'm really looking forward to this year. We're going to be getting 10 houses. That's right, 10 houses. It's going to be so good. And there's going to be 5 scare zones. So we're going to be going through the houses and the scare zones, but I'm also going to be going through my hype list. So we're going to go 10 all the way to 1, and we're going to go from my least hyped to my most hyped. And we're going to go through that together. So join me. So my number 10 house is going to be Seeds of Extinction. Humanity is extinct, wiped out by a cataclysmic meteor. In its wake, something monstrous has taken root. Where do I start with Seeds of Extinction? I really don't find plants scary. I don't know if many of you do, but I really don't. With the 1980s theme, I'm thinking it's going to be along the lines of Little Shop of Horrors maybe. It could be a funner house than it is meant to be, but from the blurb, it's not really sounding like it's a fun house. It's sounding like it's more of an apocalyptic world house. So we're going to see how that's going to go. I've had a look at some of the drawings that they've done for the masks and they look pretty cool, but again, not scary in the least. We'll see how it goes. I really like the nod to the other houses, you know, Easter eggs in the house that they've mentioned. I'll go through that with you now. So the Easter eggs that they've got are... So the first one we've got is home of the 144-ounce Lightning Gulp, a nod to 2016's Ghost Town, The Curse of Lightning Gulch. The second one we've got here is Jack and Eddie Sunwear, obviously Jack the Clown and his brother Eddie Schmidt. They look like they're opening business with a sunwear. And CJ McPherson's Home Security, Charlie McPherson from 2008 house Dead Exposure. This house is obviously making an appearance this year. In a new form of it, and Charlie McPherson won't be in it, but this is a nod to the 2008 house, which was amazing. This may be a sleeper house of the year, and it could throw up some nice surprises for me, but we'll see as we go through the house if it climbs up my list from 10. My number 9 house is Horrors of Blumhouse. Featuring scenes from the hit films Happy Death Day and The First Purge, this haunted house will have you running for your life. Survival is key as you encounter not only Happy Death Day's babyface killer, but also the nation's very first wave of purgers. You'll witness a college student trying to break a murderous cycle in Happy Death Day. Your dread will grow with every step as you relive her death over and over again. Who is her killer? You'll find out as you fight to survive an unknown entity wearing all black and the mask of the college mascot. Next, we're taking you back to the beginning to show you how the first purge came about and how the nation changed. When all crime became legal for one night. As soon as the siren sounds, it's every person for themselves. Purgers have come to join in, so if you haven't already locked yourself inside, we hope you're able to survive the night. In this haunted house, there is no escape. I don't know why we're doing another Horrors of Blumhouse house this year. Does that even make sense? I know they've got a deal with Blumhouse, and I know that the films are pretty good. I really like The Purge, I really like Sinister, and I really like Insidious. Happy Death Day's okay. I don't think this year's house is going to be as good as last year's house, but last year's house was shit and it was a clusterfuck of house. It was too dark, there was too many strobes, it was just repetitive scenes last year. And like I said, I really like the movies. They could have done something really good with it, but it was just shit show. And then this year is going to be the first Purge. I really don't like the first Purge film. It's not great. And Happy Death Day is okay. Obviously, the baby killer's going to be in it a lot, and I think it's just going to be a lot of repetitive scenes for that. So Horrors of Blumhouse is really far down on my list, seeing as though last year's house was terrible. I don't know what you guys thought of it. I mean, you might have liked it, but I hated the Horrors of Blumhouse. But we'll see where it goes this year.
This is your emergency broadcast system. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use. All other weapons are restricted. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal.
Number 8, and sadly it's quite far down on my list, it's Halloween 4. Evil has returned in an all-new house. This masked maniac is unstoppable and there's nowhere to hide. Michael Myers, the Shape, the boogeyman. He is an unrelenting force of destruction. No one is safe in Haddonfield when he is stalking in the shadows. Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers, expanded on the brute strength of Michael Myers as he escaped from a prison transfer and hunted down his niece in Haddonfield. You'll be dropped right in the middle of Michael Myers' path, where he is on his way to eradicating his niece. He takes out everyone in his way, and you'll be right in the middle of the action. Try your best to escape the bloodbath. Not even Loomis, my psychiatrist, can save you. I really loved the last Halloween house, and I love the facade of the last one. I really don't know what they're going to do with Halloween 4, because let's face it, the film is boring as fuck. And I think all they're going to have is Loomis throughout the maze. I don't really see where Michael Myers is going to fit in. I know he's in the film a bit. I really want to see the electrical death scene where he electrocutes the guy on the electrical wires. And also we'll see the scene at the end where the kill scene of Michael Myers, where he gets shot and put into the grave. That's probably going to be the end scene. But I really don't know what else they're going to do with the house, because the film didn't offer up too much in the way of that. I mean, not as much as our last Halloween house. That was really good. It was a really strong house and one of the best of that year. Number 7 on my list is going to be Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat. This terrifying maze is breaking all the rules of our Halloween tradition. Last year was the first time Sam and his fellow trick-or-treaters came to Halloween Horror Nights in a terrifying scare zone. You, our fans, loved it. We loved it, and we all wanted more. It was an easy decision to partner with Legendary Pictures and writer-director Michael Dougherty again and bring back Trick or Treat in an all-new experience. We're throwing you headfirst into the world of this cult Halloween film and putting you in the middle of all the grisly scenes and demented characters. These guardians of Halloween will teach you the traditions of the holiday as you find out firsthand the consequences of breaking those rules. With monsters around every turn, you need to pay attention or suffer the ultimate fate. And then there's Sam, who keeps a watchful eye over it all. He's the keeper of the rules and the spirit of Halloween. He may look cute on the outside, but you don't want to get on his bad side or the receiving end of his lollipop. What a scare zone this was. I mean, this was absolutely beautiful, and it was great to see it in the Central Park scare zone, and with all the pumpkins and everything, it just fit the theme perfectly. I don't know how they're going to do this as a house. There's a lot of iconic scenes from the film and a lot of characters that they can use. Obviously the werewolves and the trick-or-treat kids and Sam, obviously. He's going to be the star of the show, and that's what everyone wants to see in the house is Sam. I really love the film and I love the Scare Zone last year. I just hope it's going to be as good for a house. The Scare Zone, like I said, absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. It was so good to hang out in that Scare Zone. It was kind of a photo op Scare Zone near the end of it with Sam, but that's what everyone came to see. But I'm looking forward to the house and I really want to see what they're going to do with it. Number 6 is Poltergeist. Restless spirits have overrun the infamous house atop a cemetery and will lure you into a place between life and death. Don't get lost in the light. And what a film from the 1980s to have at the event. It's going to be so good and I'm so looking forward to seeing the house in all its glory. If you watched the Halloween Horror Nights vlog the other week, they were talking about what they're going to do with the house and how they're going to take us into the light and basically go where the film never went. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of iconic scenes in the film, as we know. There is the tree and the creepy ass clown that's in there. And there's also the swimming pool scene at the end. And that is where we're going to start our journey in the house. And we're going to start with all the dead bodies floating up around us. It's going to look amazing and I can't wait to see the facade of the house. I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but this is Halloween Horror Nights and they pull a lot of crazy shit off and they can do it with the best of them because obviously they're Universal and they're a great film company. But this sounds absolutely amazing and I can't wait to go into the light with them. We're in the top 5 now, and number 5 is going to be Scary Tales. The Wicked Witch of the West has cursed the land of the fairies, twisting beloved stories beyond recognition. There are no fairy tale endings here. The original Wicked Witch of the West has seized control of the fairy tale realm and is tormenting treasured storybook characters in hideous and cruel alternate storylines. You know, the pure turned evil, the evil get worse kind of storylines. The witch's spell spares no one. Her influence is felt throughout the land. With so many nightmares around each turn, you'll wish it was just a story. I really love Scary Tales as a brand that they bring to the event. And this is the 5th incarnation of Scary Tales. And it's been 10 years since we've had an actual Scary Tales house. Because in 2015, we had the Scare Zone. But it's been 10 years and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do this year for their Scary Tales. There's a few scenes that we already know that's going to happen. Like I said with the vlog that happened, the Universal vlog, they said about the Humpty Dumpty room where it's just going to be egg just everywhere all over the walls and it's going to be smelly and horrible. It sounds absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see it. Also with the banners that they've given us, they look like we're going to be getting the 3 Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. That looks like that could be fun, the wolf having his revenge on the pigs. And also Rapunzel is going to be in there as well that they've said. She's going to be, her hair's going to be all ripped off her scalp and it's going to be attacking her. And I can't wait to see what that's going to look like. It's going to be a horrible house. I really love Scary Tales as an idea and I think it's absolutely perfect for the event. It's a nice little take away from Disney as well because they use a lot of the fairy tales as well, but Universal does it in a different way and it's going to look absolutely great. My number 4 house is Stranger Things. And if you don't know what Stranger Things is, I highly recommend you go down to Netflix and watch it right now. Halloween Horror Nights takes you deep inside the haunting world of Netflix's Stranger Things. The Demogorgon is hunting in our world now. You'll faithfully follow the storyline starting off on Mirkwood and then quickly move inside Hawkins National Laboratory, where things have gone terribly, terribly wrong. From there, you'll experience all the most memorable moments and environments from the show while being hunted at every turn by the Demogorgon. And of course, you'll step into the mysterious darkness of the Upside Down more than once, whether you like it or not. It is such a good show. It is really ingenious and is just a really good time. What a great sci-fi show it is, and it is really fitting in the 1980s theme for this year. I can't wait to go into the Upside Down. I can't wait to see the Demogorgon. I can't wait to find Will. I just want to go and find Will, and it's really going to be interesting to see if they do use child actors, especially as this is just based on child actors in the film. And Eleven as well. What a character Eleven is. I really hope we see a lot of her because she is amazing. She is one of the best things about the series one of Stranger Things. From the pictures that were released recently from Universal on their Twitter account, we're going to be seeing some of the scenes, and I'll go through them with you. So for the scenes we've got, we have Will's Fort, which is obviously a main scene in the film where he goes to hide from the Demogorgon. We also have Hawkins National Laboratory, which is where a lot of the story is with Eleven and obviously the Demogorgon. And we also get Hawkins Middle School, which is where the boys go to the school and where the final Demogorgon moments are. And it's going to be one of the most iconic scenes in the actual series, and I hope to see that come to fruition in front of my eyes. So it's going to be good to see what it looks like. And one of my favourite scenes is in the Byers' house with the Christmas lights, which illuminate on certain letters as we communicate with Will in the Upside Down. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works out. So we're in the top 3 now, and my number 3 house is Dead Exposure, Patient Zero. Fear will infect you, plunging you into darkness against a plague of swarming, fast-moving zombies. We're dropping you in the middle of Paris in 1982. The City of Lights has gone dark as chaos spreads. Unchecked, hordes of vicious, flesh-eating undead are swarming the streets. The military is forcing those not affected into quarantine, and a vaccination is being given. It's the only chance to ward off the sickness, but there are major side effects. Blindness. You'll be lost in darkness as the undead hunt you. An attack can come from anywhere. You don't have to remember the original haunted house to understand a single truth. They will find you. What a fucking house this was before. An amazing, amazing house. I cannot stress to you enough how good this house was before. So the original Dead Exposure was obviously based on a cameraman. He was taking photos, and as the camera flash illuminates in the room, these zombies would just be coming out of nowhere. It was a terrifying house, and I loved it. This year is going to be slightly different, based in Paris this time. It's going to be amazing again. I mean, I know with Halloween Horror Nights, zombies are a staple of it, and I know Walking Dead kind of beat it to death with its 5-year stint at the event, but as an original house and as original zombies, Dead Exposure is absolutely terrifying. And I love what they do with it, and I really can't wait to see this year how they're going to do it. Obviously, it's not going to be camera flashes this time. Basically, we're going to be like, we're blind. So I cannot wait to see what effects they're going to use. And the zombies, I can't wait to see them either, because the pictures of them, they look absolutely fucking scary. and it's going to be a house that I'm going to be going through quite a lot, I believe.
More dire news from Europe. The French military announced an immediate end to all evacuation efforts. Officially locked.
Fear is spreading.
Enter or leave.
But violence cannot be contained. He means
The pandemic has ravaged the city's entire population.
signs of the disease spreading beyond
The
Europe.
breakthrough inoculation.
Containment facilities are going up.
Side effects.
All transmission. French capital spread dead today.
Another city goes dark.
So the top two, I've been flip-flopping backwards and forwards between my 1 and 2 because I think they are both going to be so good as houses. And I recently just changed this one from number 1 to number 2 because I've just seen the pictures of what's my number 1 and it looks absolutely fantastic. Number 2 is going to be Carnival Graveyard Rust in Pieces. The caramel-coated carnivals of yesteryear have died, but something sinister has festered, waiting to torment those who trespass upon their salvage yard. The pieces and parts of multiple carnivals have gathered and left to rot. Bright colours turn to rust, cotton candy decays, and fun houses cave in. Ride parts have become instruments of torture, and the walls have been painted in the blood of those foolish enough to enter. These carnies won't stop until they've had their fun-filled revenge. Original content houses are my top 3. And I love Universal's original content because they can do whatever the hell they want. And they come up with some really, really good houses. So they don't have to use just IPs. I mean, I know there was years where they just used IPs for everything, but we honestly don't need it. Their original content houses are absolutely fantastic, and this one is going to be no exception. Jack is back, hopefully, maybe. This is a house that is going to be based predominantly on clowns because clowns are what scare people the most that come to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not really scared of clowns. They don't really bother me. I kind of like them. And I really love Jack. He's one of my favourite characters of all time that they've created. And it'd be good to see him back again. Chance may be in this house. I'm not too sure. We'll see when that happens. But I'm really looking forward to witnessing this house in all its glory and all the smells we're going to smell. Popcorn, candy floss, hot dogs, rusted metal and stuff like that. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully it's going to be such a gorgeous house, and I think they're going to do a great job with it. I'm really looking forward to seeing the scenes in it. I haven't seen any as of yet, so I'm really, really looking forward to it, and it's really up there on my list. That's why it's number 2. Sadly, I changed it at last minute because my number 1 house, which I'll go through in a minute, they released pictures from that, and boy, does that look amazing. So we're going to go into my number 1 shortly. So we get to my number 1 house of the year that I'm most hyped for, and you know what it is already. It's going to be Slaughter Cinema. It's showtime at the local drive-in, where you don't just catch a movie, the movie catches you. When the credits roll, heads roll. It's showtime at the local drive-in. As you approach, you will see movie trailers of what you're about to witness, filling you with dread as you make your way inside. The smell of popcorn will be first to hit your senses as you find yourself in a movie theatre snack bar. But from there, it's all downhill from this double feature. In one film, you'll be hunted by werewolf bikers. In another, you'll come across a bloody, gut-strewn pumpkin patch. And did I mention deadly barbers? You'll find yourself screaming through this sinister cinema as you try to avoid becoming the snack of alien cannibals, creatures with tons of teeth, and a ravenous swamp yeti. Yes, you read that right. Man, can I not wait for this house. This is going to be phenomenal. As a horror fan, sitting through really shit, cheesy films is what we live for. And we love to see really horrible films and love to watch them and laugh at them and how stupid they are. And Universal have taken that and then brought this into a house. and it looks amazing. From the pictures that have been released and all the film posters that they've done, it looks like they've had a really fun time doing this house and building this house up. And I can't wait to walk through it. I know it's going to be a humour house, but I really like humour houses because it kind of takes you away from it. You know that in other houses you're meant to be scared, but in a humour house, if you do get scared in it, that's fine. But what you're meant to do is soak up the atmosphere, have a fun with it, and that's what these B-movie films are going to be all about. So with the posters that are released, let's have a little look at them. So the first poster we have is Cult of the Beast Baby. This is directed by David Hughes, who is the scenic designer for Universal Studios, and starring Albert Kane. You may know him as the Caretaker, a character from previous Halloween Horror Nights, and the executive producer was Jack Schmidt, obviously Jack the Clown. So they put in loads of these nice little Easter eggs in these film posters. I'm really hoping we get a good look at these film posters in the house, because I really want to see them up close and personal. I really want to see all their hard work, and I really want to see their Easter eggs. And the Beast Baby looks scary as fuck if you see him by this picture. What the hell is that? I have no idea what the hell that is, but that looks terrifying. The next poster we have is Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell. First of all, what a film name and what a B-movie name that will be. I would love to see that myself. It is presented by Jack in the Box Pictures. Obviously, Jack the Clown has his fingerprints all over these movies, so that's what he's doing at the moment. And it stars Nancy Stebler, who is the Universal executive. So it looks like they're putting their actual employees into these film posters just to give them a little nod, which is really nice. The next poster is Pumpkin Guts, starring Nick Collins, who is a senior scenic designer for Universal. And this one is also directed by Jack Schmidt. And this is filmed on location in Cary, Ohio, which is the main town that Halloween Horror Nights uses for most of their stories. As you see in the Scare Zone this year, it is based in Cary, Ohio, which is mostly main scare zones in previous years have been in Cary, Ohio. You will notice this theme throughout. The next poster is Barber Chop, starring Charles Gray, who is a writer and show director of Halloween Horror Nights, Curtis Hopkins, who is the senior scenic designer, and TJ Manarino, who is Halloween Horror Nights god and vice president of art and design. This is a lovely nod to TJ Manarino, and great to see his name on there. The next poster is Midnight Snack, and Cary Telegraph has the quote on the front of this. So that's a nice little nod again to Cary, Ohio. And the actors in this film are slightly different names, skewed on famous actors. So we've got Drew Barrymore, which is obviously Drew Barrymore. George Clooney is George Clooney. Tony Hopkins is Anthony Hopkins, and Cassandra Bullock, which is Sandra Bullock. I really like these film quotes, and I really hope there's a lot more in the house. So that does it. My top 10 houses for 2018's Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope that some of them match your lists. It is a really good year for us fans, and I really can't wait to see the houses in person and see what they give us this year. There's a few houses that like I said, are a bit meh, but we'll see what happens at the event. They could be really good. I mean, I could be surprised, and I really hope I am. Like I said, this year is going to be so good for us fans. I'm going to be following on everyone on social media to see how it is an opening night and for the first week of the event. I'll be down there, I think the third week and the fourth week of the event, so it should be in full swing by then. My next video is going to be my Scare Zone list, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you've enjoyed my video, and I shall see you soon.